Hello, good morning. My name is Ina Eliza Manzano Valle, and this is a presentation about my experience working as an intern at Office TTG. So here are some things that I know about my firm is that its location is at First Irving Place at the Commerce, which is around 2 or 3 minutes walking distance from the Taising MRT. And during my stay there are 4 people working, including me. Uh, these people being Tan Taijin, who is the principal architect, Vincent, who is the another architect working there, and Cecilia, who is the receptionist. So these are the types of projects that we normally do, which is semi-detached, detached, and terrace residential houses. We mostly do reconstructions and renovations. And our firm direction is to respond to the client's needs so that they may flourish in a warm, caring, and inviting environment. And our firm philosophy is that our concepts and ideas need to be beautiful in a way that evokes eloquence and ease. So these are the observations that I noticed while working there. So the culture there is mostly we work separately on our own, but during the times where we talk to one another or have conversations with one another, the the atmosphere there is quite friendly and warm. And I appreciate that my leader is patient and understanding when it comes to my shortcomings, as I'm not very equipped with much practical knowledge when it comes to software such as AutoCAD or any industry knowledge. So the roles that I noticed in my workplace is that there will be the architect. They would be in charge of like submitting the submission drawings to the authorities and to hand out workload for the assistants. And they are also behind the design and the vision of the buildings. And they also attend meetings with the clients and various other consultants. And there is also the architectural assistant, which is the role that I have. So I assist the architect in drawing AutoCAD AutoCAD construction sets or submission sets, and I'm also there with like creating preliminary layouts or concepts and to create 3D models to present to the client. And there is also the receptionist who manages the front desk, communications, and finances. So these are the things that I did. So we when my boss submits submission drawings to the authorities, I'm actually the one who drew some of the drawings. So after confirming the design with the client, I am tasked with like drawing like everything, and I follow the guidelines set by a URA, and I create layout plans to present to the client. So I try to beautify the preliminary layouts such as GIMP or traditional color pencils, and I also create 3D models using SketchUp. So, and I will also be doing the detailing and the construction sets. So after submitting the submission drawing sets to the authorities, I will have to create the detailed construction drawing sets for the contractor to follow for constructions. And I also create schedules and plans, and various types of schedules that I have made is PowerPoint plans, lighting, AC, waterproofing plans, and flooring. Uh, I also created a preliminary layout. So before drawing, I will need to measure the existing house first before making any design decisions. And in order to do so, we need to create an accurate floor plan, hence the measuring of the house. And once everything is wrapped up and finished, I am tasked to print all of the construction sets and create a PDF file with all of the drawings, the schedules, the plans, and to give them out to the contractor and to give them out to the client and to keep a copy of our own. And I also made like research on notable architects that are similar to Taijin's style of designs, architects such as David Chipperfield and Louis Kahn. And I also joined in the meetings and discussion sessions with the client and consultants. So I would be taking down important details, addressing certain problems that may have arisen during the construction phase, and to check the progress of the building. And I also created meeting minutes of the meeting. So the biggest contribution I think is the creation of detail and construction sets, because these take a lot of time and effort. So it saves a lot of time for my boss, and doing all of these helps me to grow familiar with the plans, leading me to contribute more significantly to conversations on how to improve the house for the better. And I learned a lot of technical skills such as SketchUp, AutoCAD, and GIMP, because I never really used a lot of SketchUp and AutoCAD at my time at Poly. So I learned a lot during my time at internship. And soft skills that I learned is how to express my uh, concerns and shortcomings to my boss, and to take time processing feedback and criticism. I also learned how to manage my work better, and it's also good to save my work regularly and to keep the original file. So I learned another thing that I learned is that the firm has a way of design, and I also have to consider that my boss prefers his houses to look a certain way, for the windows to look a certain way, and for how the doors and the programs should be placed. And I also learned more about the built industry in general, how we need to meet up because we all have our own focuses, and we need to uh, consistently have sessions to talk about the current projects and the progress that we have made. So interesting things that need to be that can be mentioned is that I had a one-to-one meeting with the client because my boss couldn't make it, so I had to go in his stead. And during my stay there, I was given a lot of like free snacks and items, and I also colored like I also once beautified an elevation using color pencils, which is really unusual because of how much we use digital softwares nowadays. And the challenges that I face is that I often always crumble to pressure. So when facing certain projects with deadlines that I have to follow, I have to rush my work, and I end up like causing stress for the people around me. So I learned that I need to accept and acknowledge that I don't know a lot of things, and it is always okay for me to ask questions and to raise any concerns, whether I do know things, whether I don't know things, so that we can solve them as fast as possible. So these are my reflections, and I generally enjoyed my time working at Office TTG. I enjoyed the culture. I enjoyed how it gave this time of internship gave me a lot of time to think about my future career plans. It helped me relax from school as well, and I also formed a lot of new friendships and connections to the people in the industry, which encouraged me to push forward in this path. So for future interns, I suggest that you should focus on growth over fear, and to never be afraid to ask any questions and to raise uh, to acknowledge your own shortcomings, and to always rely on your mentors, to rely on your seniors, and they will always be happy to help because you are a student, and you should acknowledge that you are a student and you're there to learn. So moving forward, I plan to continue to find work related to the built environment industry and residential housing for a while before pursuing architecture at university after poly. So when I first saw one of my detailed drawings come to life, the pride and joy that I felt was undeniable, and I really want to have this feeling again. And I want to grow and cultivate this passion that I have for creating new things, from learning as much as I could, and to uh, work as much as I could in this industry. That is all. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.